This thing on? We recording? Hey, my name is Josh Woodrow, pastor of Bridge City Community in Alton Park, Chattanooga. Welcome to my hood.
An Aboriginal elder named Lila Watson once said, "If you've come here to help me, you're wasting your time. But if your liberation is bound with mine, then let's struggle together." The wisdom in those words comes from this understanding that poverty is a fundamental categorization of those that have and those that have not. But typically the distinction comes from those who consider themselves the haves. Alleviating poverty is working toward breaking down those distinctions. It's not sexy, but it's necessary.
So why is it that when we look at poverty, we see it as a problem to be solved and not as a people to be joined? See, we like to think that we can solve the world's poverty issues of eliminating hunger or providing shoes and clothing to every single person who goes without. Or sometimes we specifically focus on local things like assisting individuals with financial hardships. But what if alleviating poverty is a shared journey of liberation that affects not just individuals but whole communities as well? Here at Bridge City, that's how we think about poverty. It's not specific issues or challenges that need to be addressed or solved, but rather it's a holistic journey of reconciliation. From socioeconomic inequity to racial prejudice and bias to educational quality. We view poverty alleviation as something that affects not just whole persons, but entire communities.
And so what we've learned as one of our best practices is to partner closely with city rec centers. I mean, we've had multiple people comment that they've never even seen that before in Chattanooga, but also to develop symbiotic relationships with the public schools, which results in a unique depth of relationships with not only students, but teachers, administration, and the community as well.
Bridge City and Pastor Josh have a huge impact here at Calvin Donaldson and Alton Park as a whole. He provides an adult male mentor, positive mentor that a lot of our children are very hungry for. He does that with the families. He drives throughout Alton Park, and when I'm in the van with him and we're taking kids places, it's amazing to me how many people see that Bridge City community bus and they're waving and they're speaking to Pastor Josh. He's making an impact from a relational standpoint. A lot of our folks, they know him, they rely on him, they trust him. That is a very, very big deal, and I know that he's worked really hard to establish those relationships and the things that will develop out of that for years to come. I think Pastor Josh is working very hard to make certain that if there are places where reconciliation needs to happen, that it does. He doesn't leave anything unturned. He doesn't back away from any challenges. He has taken more than enough time to build trust, not only here at the school, but within the community, and he has it. He has a great deal of not only trust, but admiration. We rely heavily on him and can't imagine how in the world we would do this without him. I love you.
God didn't ignore us in our poverty, but sent Jesus to alleviate it. Our efforts are a reflection of Jesus' faithfulness to death, and that we die to ourselves every day for the sake of our neighbors here in Chattanooga. From this sacrifice, we earn the right to proclaim the hope of resurrection in the face of poverty, violence, and death. Following Jesus is poverty alleviation, reconciliation of broken systems, and deep love for neighbor. What inspires me to do this work is a desire to be faithful to do what the Lord requires of me, to pursue justice, and to love mercy, and to faithfully walk in humility before Him and my neighbors.